In order to explain why real estate investing matters, we have to address a bigger why first. What is your life's purpose? Why are you alive? And why do you spend time doing the things that you do? Do you want to connect with other people by sharing your art or by sharing other talents? Or do you want to help those in need of food or shelter? Or do you just want to spend meaningful time with your family or your friends? What's your passion or your big dream? When we're younger, adults ask us what we want to be when we grow up. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a construction worker who drove big trucks. I also wanted to go to the moon. People expect kids' dreams to be unrealistic, so this is a fun question for them to ask. Of course, they don't really expect us to follow through with our plan. They just know that we have a lot to learn, and our plans will probably change and become more realistic with time. Our parents teach us what they know when we're young, and we go to school to see what other adults know. We become well-rounded by learning a variety of subjects so that we can be successful in the workplace. Some of us go to college, and others go straight to work. Once we graduate, we get a job, hopefully a secure and high-paying one. Then we work and work some more to bring home money for ourselves or our family. We may switch jobs a few times, but we continue working to support our lifestyle. Somewhere along the way, you might have kids and then teach them how to do what we did. Unless you're among the few who absolutely love their job, you probably have gotten discouraged or you've felt trapped at work. You may have felt like the future life you imagined wasn't realistic enough, that you need to lower your expectations. You may wish that you had done things differently so that you had time to do what you really want to do. There's a popular concept called the cash flow quadrant. I came across this while reading real estate books. It divides money making into 4 categories. E is for employee. Most people are in this square. S is for self-employed. You buy a job using your own money. You often have to work more. You have more control. But if you aren't working, you aren't making money. B is for business owner. This is when you build or own a system that works for you, and if you're not working, you still get paid. I is investor. In this case, your money works for you. The more money you put in, the more money you get out. The right side is where the wealth is really made, where the money goes to work for you. But the left side is where most people are, trading their time for money. So if this is really true, and you can make money without giving up your time, then why don't more people do it? Why are so many people on the left side of this graph? It's mostly because they lack the exposure to the important knowledge and perspective that creates business owners and investors. Remember that if you have a why that is big enough, the what and the how are much easier to figure out. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. The big problem is we grew up in an educational system that was developed in large part to meet the labor needs of the Industrial Revolution, and it was organized on the principles of mass production. We go to school and people tell us what to do. They tell us what we need to learn, and after years of this, we expect to be told what to do. It's no wonder that people graduate and still have no idea what they want to do with their lives. This system is great at producing employees. There are many people who leverage our time and money to create wealth. Some take advantage of their employees, but many business leaders and investors genuinely want to help by providing opportunity. One of my favorite educational leaders is Ken Robinson, who has done a lot to try to change our current system. Someday things will get better. Meanwhile, those who want to be on the right need to learn for themselves how to create long-term wealth and financial freedom. There are great books, clubs, groups, classes, and communities that help aspiring business leaders and investors to get educated. But it's hard to put in the required effort to become a successful entrepreneur, especially because we need to work and support our families. It's really hard to find the time. The good news is that you can start no matter where you're at. You can spend a few hours a week learning to build wealth. Here's a basic lesson that will demonstrate how to start building wealth. You may have heard of assets and liabilities. A liability decreases in value or makes you lose money. Assets are good. They bring in money. Here's some examples of liabilities. Your car, furniture, taxes, rent payment, and food. Some assets: education, stocks, your home, rental property. I will consider myself financially free once I acquire enough money-making assets to cover the cost of living. There are many ways to do that, but the best way I've found is through real estate. Many think that you have to be rich to start investing, but the truth is you can start investing in real estate with absolutely no money. There's so much to learn and so many exciting opportunities to acquire assets through real estate. A few benefits. Appreciation. This is the growth in value of a property over time. Cash flow is the difference between your mortgage payment and the rent payments that come in. Another benefit is that you can provide jobs for others in your system or your business. There's a term leverage, which means using other people's credit or money to get bigger returns. And finally, tax benefits. The government wants you to be a real estate investor so you can add value to the community. After you become financially free, then you can use your newfound time to chase your passions. You can use your new time to achieve your biggest goals. And most importantly, you can fulfill your biggest why in life. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to reach out to me at younginvesting.net.